This is Hugh Dunstan.
And this is Tim Roberts. We're here today to continue our journey about the important roles of high-demand amino acids that keep you active and healthy. In our last episode, we spoke of histidine, and today we'll be looking at another amino acid, glycine. Our bodies can actually make its own glycine. So Hugh, perhaps you can start by describing why we need this amino acid in our diet.
Yes, well, glycine is a very interesting amino acid. It is used in so many functions in the body. It really is in high demand for metabolism. And we also lose a lot of it when we're sweat or under urination. So it's also very interesting from a biochemical perspective because there are actually limitations around its rate of production. So if you're active or if you're chronically ill or suffering a cold or whatever, it may well be that your body can't keep up with supply. And so we've coined a special name for this kind of amino acids, and there are a few others like this, and they're called conditionally essential or semi-essential, which basically means, yes, we can make it, but we can't really make enough of it fast enough when we really need it.
Just summarising then, amino acids, normally we look at the list of amino acids, and there's about 20 of them, and normally we think of them as being used to make proteins, but they also have many other roles in the body. So these 20 amino acids, there are 9 of them that we cannot make ourselves. And here you're saying glycine is one of the ones that we can build, but sometimes we can't build enough of it. So we need it in the diet as well.
Correct. So there are lots of glycine-rich proteins around that you can eat to help make up for that. But it's really important that we have a good supply to keep us going.
Yeah. So, Hugh, what areas of health are associated with having a good supply of glycine?
So, lots of areas. One of the particular areas associated with growth and repair is the formation of collagen. We hear a lot about collagen these days, and it's probably one of the most popular supplements available on the market. When you take collagen as a supplement, you have to digest it down to its amino acids for it to be of any use. Now, the main benefit of a collagen supplement is the very rich supply of the molecule glycine. So roughly 1/3 of the collagen protein is made up of glycine, which is really interesting in itself, but it means there's a very high demand for this amino acid in the collagen protein. So let's look at where collagen is involved. Well, collagen is pretty much in all of the various parts of the body. It's a structural protein. It's specially designed with this high glycine content to be flexible, so you find it in the soft tissues, the linings of your blood vessels, it's in the muscles, it produces what's there in sort of fibres, if you like, encasing the various muscle fibres, and it has so many roles around the body. It's in bone, so it's really important to have a good supply of glycine to facilitate the formation of collagen. And it's the most effective way, the most efficient way of actually supporting soft tissue damage, soft tissue repair, is actually by providing what the body needs to make new collagen, which is glycine.
So in terms of looking at supplements then, if we have glycine as a supplement, glycine is just the individual amino acid. If we take collagen or hydrolyzed collagen, and you're right, there are so many different products around the place now on sale, which are purporting to do wonders for our skin. The hydrolyzed collagen, at the end of the day, the stomach brings them back to individual glycine molecules, and they can be absorbed. So 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, really. Looks to me as though the glycine by itself would be perhaps a better way to go.
Well, it's also interesting that if you take a collagen supplement, even the pre-digested one, you still have to digest the smaller fragments of the collagen. And when you need glycine the most is when you're active. And of course, you can't be eating while you're actively exercising, and your digestion capacity is diminished. And so taking glycine as a free amino acid can be rapidly absorbed and get to where it's needed very effectively.
And I guess, therefore, build strong ligaments, strong tendons, strong muscles, so perhaps alleviating the problem that we hear so often of the muscle tear, the tendon tear, and so on.
Yes, I think it can certainly help minimise the risk of this kind of damage and certainly assist in the repair. It's also vital for healthy skin. We talked about histidine in the last episode, helping to form natural moisturising factors.
Oh, yes.
And glycine's in there as well. It's important for that. Glycine also is an essential part of the energy systems. We hear a lot about supplements, for example, that provide you with energy. Glycine provides you with the capacity to build the systems to utilise that energy. It's very important for formation of hemoglobin. It actually forms the heme part of the molecule, which is essential for carrying the oxygen to the tissues as they need it and removing the carbon dioxide. It's also vital for the very energy systems which extract the energy in a very clever process indeed. It's also used in forming creatine, and it's also very important for removal of toxic wastes.
That, if I could butt in there, when I go into the health food shop, creatine is in big bottles being sold to many, many people. And interestingly, glycine is part of the creatine molecule itself. So are they 6 of one and half a dozen of the other?
Well, creatine, there are actually a lot of published reports where there are benefits from taking creatine. For a very efficient supplementation program, if you take glycine, you're actually taking the precursor for so many important things that will help support your activities. It would seem much more sensible to be taking glycine.
So what types of benefits have been reported in scientific investigations with glycine?
So it's very important for forming antioxidants. You may have heard of glutathione, and glutathione's probably one of the most well heard or read about antioxidants around. And you can't take glutathione orally because it breaks down in the digestive system. So if you can provide the precursor, the body is very efficient at making what it needs. So glycine is very good for helping you form the glutathione. There have been lots of reports around decreasing the impacts of various disorders, including cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and obesity. And it's also been shown to enhance health, growth, and well-being.
Well, Hugh, thanks for that. I think we should wind up. So, audience, thanks for joining us today, and we hope you have enjoyed learning about glycine. Whilst we can make our own glycine, highly active humans or those with chronic health issues may not receive appropriate quantities of glycine to meet the daily requirements. In our next podcast, we will introduce the amino acid serine.
The HDAA, including glycine, have been blended in the appropriate quantities in our Optimate and Electrate products. You can learn more about HDAA by typing HDAA nutrients into your search engine. And remember, HDAA for active humans.